And a 1 and a 2. Welcome, welcome, Sleep Talkers. Here we are with another GSC PL match. And I present to you the first ever GSC UU game that I'm ever covering on this channel. So we have Amaranth and Diophantine. Amaranth is from the Iron Man Machamps, and Diophantine from the Tenacious Tyrannotars. Diophantine, quite well known for his proficiency in the underused tier, as well as the overused tier. And Amaranth, who has proven to be no slouch and is also really good. I found this game to be very entertaining. Two fairly balanced teams, and I say we just get right into it, shall we? This is a week 3 game, so we're skipping right ahead to week 3. Now, interesting leads. We have yet to see a GSC UU game. This is a fun fact. Without Quillfish, Quillfish has had, at least in the first 2 weeks, 100% usage. That means it's been used on both sides, on every team, and therefore could only have a 50% win rate. And Amaranth decides none other than to send out his Quillfish in the lead position against a Mr. Mime, which is either a screens and baton pass Mr. Mime, maybe agility, or maybe it's just a thief Mr. Mime or a hypnosis one. The possibilities are endless. So he goes for the safe play, switches into his hypno, and dodges a hypnosis. Although he might have preferred that, because oftentimes hypno, which is a very specially bulky, can withstand many attacks while asleep, and is generally chosen as a sleep talker. Granbull, another valid option for sleep talking, especially with Curse sleep talk, but it gets walled by Haunter. And in comes Haunter. What do you know? It depends, obviously, on the set. I'm talking about the return Curse sleep talk set. Oftentimes, they will go with one move. There aren't particularly many mons that you should worry about. You just have to take care of your threats, I guess. And Haunter can more than often be taken care of with the right care. So there are also not many pursuit users. There are no dark type pursuit users. So yeah, all of the tiers below borderline kind of blow in that regard. So we saw in the first exchange that Granbull and Haunter were that the two players were trying to get a feel for each other, and the Haunter successfully manages to steal a Granbull's leftovers, which can be pretty big should the Haunter die. And he also lands a Thunder on Mr. Mime. I'm gonna go a little faster, just as the plays go on. Blossom, another really solid, especially defensive mon, takes Thunders and water type moves like a champ, and can wall Slowbro all day. So one of the non-slow twins that can actually wall the other slow twins quite effectively. And knowing Diophantine, as he brings very bulky teams, his Nidoqueen is likely a Moonlight Nidoqueen. Moonlight is incompatible with Lovely Kiss, so that's not his sleeper here. Perhaps a Blossom Oh no, we've already seen that Mr. Mime has hypnosis, in fact, so... Haunter just comes in all day on Granbull, just by virtue of its typing, and there's no pursuit users. It's looking like modern day OU all over again. Except this happened before. Diophantine is stalling out the Haunter, perhaps trying to waste the PP, maybe trying to assess something. He's trying to get a feel. So Stun Spore Blossom is really good, can cripple a lot of things. Haunter once more, and Arrest from Granbull. We've yet to see this match further develop, and he's definitely trying to stall. Granbull can be a very devastating win con. All the more reason to run a check. Reflect Blossom. That's interesting. And Hypno has Seismic Toss. We've already seen 6 of them, as a matter of fact, and that's why Hypno is a really solid check to special attackers, because he can take them very well and he can deal a significant chunk with Seismic Toss. Quillfish come in, and Quillfish is actually one of the best switch-ins for Quillfish. You guessed it. So as soon as one player manages to bring in their Spiker, so will the other. And will Diophantine be rocking his trademark Rapid Spin Restock Blastoise? We have yet to find out. We see a little exchange between the two. One's going for Sludge Bomb, the other is going for the more powerful but less consistent Hydro Pump. See, Curse Quillfish can be quite interesting because, in a way, it sort of forced Diophantine to use Haze. Oftentimes, more often than not, you're going to see Haze Quillfish, as it can stop many a setup sweep, so that's pretty good. And this is quite tricky, because if Amaranth has a spinner, then this Quillfish is gone, not to mention you lose a very solid Nidoqueen check, the most devastating non in the tier. So in comes a Mr. Mime once more. Misses the Thunder. That's rather unfortunate. We have yet to see if Diophantine has a Haunter or a Granbull check of his own. You don't want to go without these. He may be looking a little bit susceptible to a Scyther sweep as well. He doesn't want to lose this Granbull. This is a very shaky strategy, but so far it's been paying off for Diophantine. A Haunter comes in and doesn't really have any concerns whatsoever. As soon as Blossom comes in, he can bring his Hypno if he likes, but instead decides to sack the Quillfish. Maybe he'll be making a different play. He goes for his own Blossom. Is this one running Stun Spore or Sleep Powder? We see a Sleep Powder. A no Heal Beller on the team, but Blossom wakes up immediately, and in comes the Scyther, and as he doubles right back into Hypno. He doesn't want to take any Stun Spore here. The onus is on Amaranth to decide whether or not he wants to hit that Blossom. Unfortunately for him, Blossom woke up after one turn, so Granbull isn't exactly designed to be taking so many hits, but he's doing quite a good job, especially without leftovers and all the spikes. This is incredible. The fact that it's still alive until now and hasn't managed to land a single hit is really something. So, Blossom with the tactical Razor Leaf for long-lasting PP and consistent amount of critical hits. It's actually quite handy against Slow Twins, but unfortunately for Diophantine, he just doesn't seem to have the right matchup going for him. Hypno goes back to sleep, or goes to sleep for the first time, rather. and is dealing quite a lot of damage while being very defensive. Oh, and unlucky. Just unfortunate. Diophantine gets a bad sleep roll. Will the Grand Bull manage to recover at this point? It's within range of an attack and spikes. And it's also very slow, so it's not exactly going to get many chances. This Blossom might have to put something... Well, can't put it to sleep, but we'll have to paralyze something. The other issue with the whole set is that now Mr. Mime is in range. Oh, wow. And his Omastar is also not exactly going to give him many benefits, but he does switch the Omastar in to absorb the sleep this time. Grand Bull is just slower than Blossom, so it actually could not have come in to take that sleep. Maybe Omastar is a sleep talker, we don't know. Not unlikely. Not unlikely. So the issue with the team overall is the fact that Grand Bull here is kind of dead weight and can't do anything against Haunter. Should Diophantine decide to switch to something like Blossom, then in comes Scyther, in comes Hypno. And there's really not much to do here. Nonetheless, 69. Nonetheless, he's still managing to hold his own with the amount of moves that, with the amount of PP that Blossom moveset has to offer. But we're down to only 2 Moonlights, and Seismic Toss is dealing more damage than Psychic would. It also has a lot of PP. We're down to 15 used Seismic Tosses. That makes 16, exactly half. And this Hypno has put in more work than perhaps even the spikes at this point, so... Oh, wow. The Spadef drop is really the last thing that Diophantine needed. Will he switch out? Yes. And he takes the risk here of the Hypno being paralyzed and all that. It was definitely a good call. Unfortunately, the Hypno was not paralyzed, so he sacrificed his Grand Bull. But that doesn't mean the game is over. In fact, in comes the Queen, takes a Psychic, gets a crit, but the Hypno just does not seem to care at all. And here we see Moonlight Nidoqueen, as expected, for longevity. And this is already dragged on for quite a while. Shoutouts to Gyarados. In one of my games I called it, I named it This May Drag On. It's really bad, but it's supposed to be like, this may be a dragon, but whatever. So, a bit of back and forth here. We have a double switch, triple even, as Amaranth goes back from Blossom into Hypno and back into Blossom again, just tanking that Earthquake. Be interesting to see if Diophantine has a Fire Blast, but he just doesn't want his to take the risk of his Nidoqueen being paralyzed. Amaranth brought dual status Blossom here. Ice Beam, okay. So Ice Beam Nidoqueen. Yeah, I have already seen the game, but I didn't remember whether or not it was Ice Beam or Fire Blast. Fire Blast is slightly more powerful. think a crit would Oko after spikes, but I'm not sure. Or nearly Oko, definitely after 2. Hypno manages to get the Spadef drop, and Blossom has used its last Moonlight. Now there's really nothing in the way between just slowly whittling away at this team's HP. So this looks about over at this point. Mr. Mime isn't going to pull anything off. It's not a baton pass. It's just a Hypnosis user. It can't really do anything against this Hypno. Diophantine is a little bit helpless. He has to pull something off with the Nidoqueen and maybe hope for Omstar to do something crazy if it is a Sleep Talker. And even then, who's to say that the Nidoqueen will be able to take an explosion from Haunter and manage to withstand a Scyther sweep? Non-Fire Blast Nido is kind of shaky against Scyther, which is the number 2 threat of the tier. Nonetheless, Diophantine has not given up, resilient as ever. I mean, it's thanks to him if I've learned about this tier. It's a really wonderful tier. Shame there aren't any dark types, though. Damn shame. Damn shame. Look at this. He can't even use all of his EQs. He's gonna have to hope for a crit from Thunder here. And some weird turn shenanigans. Sleep turn shenanigans. I don't know. At this point. Freeze? No. No freeze. Nidoqueen will die. At this... Yeah. Nidoqueen is gone. Now it's just forced to use Moonlight. It's not gonna... And this Hypno has managed to save just enough Psychics. 2. 3. 4. We have 3 Psychics left and 2 Moonlights left. 5. 6. And no more Moonlights. And a Spadef drop. Oh god. Yeah, no. Not even a crit can save him now. Freeze? No. You hate to see it. All in all, pretty solid game. So if you guys like the video, I recommend that you leave a like and comment. Maybe make a suggestion of what you'd like to see next. Please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I don't know why my voice is a bit shaky today. In any case, that was an absolutely great game. Was it amazing? I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Bye.